Let's hope that my audio's actually in this one.
Yeah, let's hope. Because this is
I gotta do an intro and all that lot.
Yeah,
people get to see me do the intro for the first time.
Indeed, they do. So take it away. You're on camera. Remember that.
I am. Let me just show my arsehole off real quick.
Tea Talk will be cancelled.
Welcome to Tea Talk, where typical Brits talk typical shit. I am your host, Extreme Storm, joined by my co-host, Icicle Excalibur.
Hello, it is me.
And you may notice something a bit different as I look away from the camera.
Yes, which is something I know.
We both...
Yeah,
we have actually here.
Yeah, because obviously people know I have a camera. Like, I've used this for a long time, but Jake has never had a camera at all. Like, he actually bought a Razer Kio, the Pro version, wasn't it?
Yes, 120 quid for this.
Yep.
So you can see the absolute shit of me when I fucking speak.
The video episode. Woo.
But you know what? The 1080p and the 60 FPS, although I might not look it right now.
Yeah, because it's through Discord. Because I'm using Discord to capture my facecam footage and hits. So, don't know how this is going to go. Probably bad, but...
It's going to work in it, but, like, you know, we've been wanting to do this ever since T-Talk was actually discussed. But,
pretty much. Sorry for the Spotify listeners, you don't actually get to see it, but hey-ho. At least,
hey, if you want to see the ugly mucks behind the work, then
the YouTube.
Go to YouTube.
Check the YouTube, yep.
But 4 years of doing this shit, and this is like the first proper time that I'm doing like a full-on face reveal with like
yes, we see his face. We see his face. Look at him.
Just practically you looking at my fucking face instead
of just gameplay. Look at his face. Look at him.
Look at my shit beard, man.
He's here. To be fair, you do need a bit of a trim, but
I need a trim, but I'm happy with the hair boys right now. Like,
you need a bit of a trim.
Fucking it took me 20 years, but I'm finally confident with my fucking hair.
But the beard needs a bit of a trim. Okay.
The beard's been trimmed. It used to be a lot longer.
Yes.
But like, I need like a proper kit for that shit because I do want to like properly manage it.
Probably a good idea. But of course, obviously, we'll talk about like Jake. Of course, he's got quite a few upgrades. He's got a new motherboard in his PC now, and he actually has 8 gigs of RAM, which is mad. Like, he can play games now.
We've played games.
We've played games. We played Phasmophobia during the weekend. It was a lot of fun.
Literally, motherboard's installed. About 2-3 hours later, we're playing fucking Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia, and guess what? You'll see that on the channel at some point soon as well, on the main one. So
yes, it's a first. It's been. I think that's the first proper recording session of me and you, like
pretty
actually,
much.
But playing games because we've played games before. We've played Minecraft and shit, and
we've played like Minecraft, FIFA, BO3 on console and all that stuff. But this is like the first time we've actually been able to play a game like Phasmo with obviously not just me and Jake, but of course Owen and George was there as well.
Mummy. I love. But Phasmophobia is so funny because like it's not even that it's scary, but like George was shitting himself throughout that entire session.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like he was fucking losing it. It was funny as fuck.
Like, it was so fucking funny. Like, you know, Owen's the one that's the experience, but like
he's the crackhead. Well, that's why
he knows what to do.
That's why I'm so depressed. You're willing to go face jump into death. So
if Connor doesn't give a shit half the time. He's just like, again, he's also scared shitless at points. And he's
yeah,
just
there are points where like I'm trying to remember it. Yeah, there was a couple of points where I was scared, where concerned.
The second game where we're in the upstairs area, Owen places down like a camera or some shit, and it speaks to us and goes for us instantly.
Yeah, we basically run, and then of course there's you, the ritual circle.
I don't give a shit when it comes to it.
Immediately dies after activation. Just immediate.
His mic's fucked, so he's talking through Discord, and then I'm like, I'm egging him on. Come here, because we're playing. What was it? It was school.
It was school. It was high school. Yeah.
It was the first time I played that map, and there was a ritual circle right in the front area.
Yeah, I just noticed. I was like, yeah, has nobody seen this, by the way? You know, ritual circle, demons.
I've seen people use it before, and I was like, it looks scary, so why not? Like, I went balls in for that session with a lot.
Yeah,
of
like the first thing, as soon as the ghost was summoned, he decided to be Logan Paul and whip out his camera and show a dead person, pretty much.
One of the objectives was to get a photo of it.
Yeah, I know.
But the problem is that
through that was
I
probably
couldn't-
wasn't the best idea, because I'm assuming it was what happened is as soon as you summoned the ghost, he killed you off, then went back into his original room.
He did not. He didn't even like, bro. He didn't even ask me out to the date. Man touched me and then fucked me in that instant.
And then just killed you off. It was that simple, really.
I could not move. I was done for.
And then
but you'll see that when Connor uploads his POV of that.
Pretty much. And of course, there was also another point. It was one of the like the small house ones where we couldn't find the car keys. Pretty much. There was because there was a ritual circle in the basement. I placed the camera there, and even though I said plenty of times, yeah, ritual in basement, ritual in basement.
Then, I knew it was there.
And then about 20 minutes later, Owen goes, "There's a ritual in the basement." Yes, I said this 20 minutes ago. You fucking dumbass.
You know what's sad about that? I actually convinced George to do it, but he died before he could fucking do it.
Yeah, because the ghost was rampant as fuck. It ended up being a djinn in the end, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
And guess what? Owen turned the lights on, so the djinn was, very rampant. If I'm correct.
It was not. I don't know. Yeah, he was not fucking happy. But Owen was such a pussy during that game because he refused to go upstairs.
I don't get that. It was like, oh, I can't find the keys. Go upstairs,
I went
you
up
twat.
and searched half the rooms, and I came down because I'm not doing it on my own.
Yeah, I didn't know you went up there. I genuinely didn't know.
I went up to half the rooms. I didn't find any car keys there because it was the same house we went to when Owen placed that box there.
Yeah.
But like he just
he played that and it basically killed you, wasn't it? It killed you off, yeah. Owen killed you off because he immediately played it right next to where the ghost was, and it's just like, bruh.
Nah, bitch. Like he just. Bro, he refused to go up. I think at that point it was the end of the session anyway. So
yeah,
like,
it was the end of the session.
He was shitting himself at that point. But but I died in almost every game. But it was so fucking fun.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that I'd be able to get George though when I'm dead because I was just constantly throwing plates at him as he was.
Yeah, you were throwing plates when we were in the van. It's like, bruh.
But I'm not even being funny. I was throwing shot glasses at him. I thought he'd appreciate it since he's an alcoholic. But
pretty much.
But like during a hunt, I was throwing glasses at him, and he didn't notice. I was like, "Come on, man!"
Oh, he's busy shitting himself. Of course, he's not going to notice, is he? Like, bruh.
I enjoyed Phasmophobia. They played it again last night, and I didn't get an invite. Then again, I was appearing offline, so that might have been why.
That probably been why. Yeah, because I saw him like all mute in the Discord, and I literally got a
notification for it.
No, a screenshot, pretty much. I screenshotted the Discord and basically went and said,
I saw you on about.
Like,
the minute I saw the screenshot, I was like,
gee, I wonder what they're talking about. All three of them are deafened. Obviously, they were playing Phasmo and another horror game that Brandon found, apparently. Which may be an opportunity for a new session of that as well, maybe.
What was that?
Let me get it up again. Apparently the game was called Devouring.
Is that another horror game?
It's another horror game. I've seen a couple of other YouTubers like play that, like live stream it on Twitch and stuff. And it's definitely clippy. It's very clippy. Very clippy. Very good.
I mean, I can look at Google right now.
It's probably a good idea. But of course, yeah, that was a very good first session, and of course,
barely like we had issues at the start, but barely any issues because it was actually the game, not the actual.
Well, it was more the fact that it turns out with a 1400, that's way below minimum requirements for Phasmophobia. Apparently, it requires a minimum of a Ryzen 5 2600. When I figured that, I was like, oh, his CPU can't keep up. So we load all the graphics, and then
it works.
He was able to work at that point. And of course, it was like, okay, thank God. We took so long trying to figure it out. It was like an hour.
Yeah, like I felt bad because Owen was just waiting there. I mean, not as long as he was waiting for George to, get sat down, but
pretty much. But it's just like, bruh.
We figured out the issue though, innit? Like,
yeah,
it was more successful than most of the attempts that we have.
But it's like, yeah, it's like your thankfully there was like no big problems. It was just that your CPU isn't good enough, pretty much. Which again, that can change in time. Like
that'll change in time. It's like
once we start getting better supplies in the countries and all that stuff, CPUs will be cheaper. So
yeah, whenever I look on this software now, because I updated my drivers today.
Yeah.
But like the thing is definitely trying to recommend an upgrade is the CPU. GPU's fine, but that'll get upgraded within the next month or two anyways, the GPU, so
Yeah, yeah. If I do end up getting a new GPU,
so there's potential for that. Like, any upgrade at this point, it's just like, okay, then.
Yeah, definitely.
CS:GO is definitely going to be a game we fucking dick with.
Well, yeah, CS:GO you'll be fine to run with because Jesus Christ, you can use a Pentium and run that game at 60.
I mean, I played it with my I played it without a graphics card with the old CPU that I had.
Yeah, because it was an APU. It was an APU pretty much. I did the job pretty well, to be fair.
As I was saying to Connor when on Saturday, I think it was either Saturday or Friday. I think it was Saturday. I'm just glad to be able to play games on PC now. I have missed out on fuck tons of gaming sessions with everyone because I just haven't been able to.
And with Deceit as well, you miss out on so many sessions of that. It's like,
yeah, bro. We need to get Tom back on that, man. He spent 60 quid on that fucking game.
He spent 60 quid giving us all shit, and we just went like, nah, and just stopped playing the game.
We did try to play a game with him though, but my PC just couldn't fucking handle it.
Yeah, your PC just couldn't get the job done really during the time because his motherboard originally was a fucking turd.
But yeah, oh, fucking god, that was the problem though.
Yeah, literally,
it's the only thing that could have been.
Yeah, it's like there's only two things on that PC which you've had to literally had. Well, actually,
not replaced.
Yeah, two things in there which isn't replaced, and there's only two things in there which haven't been given. The motherboard, because you bought that, and the hard drive, because you still have that,
and the power supply.
And the power supply, you bought that as well. So sorry, 3. My bad. Everything else wouldn't have happened without me.
He just want to make himself look out for the
guy. You're welcome.
Because we're going to move on to the next subject, which is Connor's 5 years.
We had so many other things. We had so many other things to discuss about that. I didn't want to bring that back.
We'll go back to that, but that is a very big topic.
Because there's a couple other things with Jake as well. For example, we'll go over to the FIFA side of things. Jake packing PELE.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be a screenshot, and Connor will put that on.
Jake gets mid-PELE out of a mid-icon pack. I open like 2 middle prime icon packs. My best players are literally Overmars, which is apparently confirmed to be a nonce, and then Crespo.
Not a nonce, a sex offender.
Well, either way, same thing. You don't want to fuck with them. And, of course, Crespo. Mid-Crespo, not even his prime. His prime is at least 90.
Crespo, though. Crespo's nice.
Yeah, but
I'd take a Crespo.
When you have mid Rooney and then fucking flashback Icardi, which will nicely strong link to a specific card which came out, which has killed the market for every left winger known to kind.
Yeah,
killed every single one. But I checked the market. Obviously, it's flashback Neymar. Regular Neymar is 160.
What? He's 160 already?
Yes,
he was 330 last night.
Yeah, his regular card has dropped to 160. Like, I'll look on Footbin now.
I won't lie. I looked at
Neymar Jr. It is 161k for Neymar.
See, like...
His inform 743.
I look at that Neymar card, right? And it's an incredibly cheap SBC. But I already have a Fairstone or regular gold Neymar. There is not enough of an upgrade there for me to justify doing it.
Do you know what the mad thing is, though?
What?
Ginola has dropped from 950 to 700k because of Neymar's release.
I'm glad I sold Di Natale now.
And also,
that's another thing to add. I packed a triple Di Natale for the third time.
10.5k
from a preview pack. I've packed a Di Natale from 100k pack from Champs Awards, which was was a mill at that time. I've packed a Di Natale from a 7.5k pack from preview packs, and I've packed Di Natale from a 5k pack from Draft Awards.
Pretty much. And literally, like, so many players have dropped in price, like Vinny Jr. His headlines has dropped by 77k.
It's fucking mad, that.
His player is Champions League card is now 316. His inform is 90. His second inform, and his first inform is 41, which is insane. It's like so many left wing. Even Rashford's crashing down his prices, foot buyers, which I'm very happy because I want to try that card.
Potentially soon, mate. Potentially soon.
In a few days, that could generally happen, which I'm excited to do because.
I don't know if it's this right now, but my camera's got such a wide visual. You can see the fucking canvas that I've got.
Oh yeah, you can see the Goku and Vegeta posters. Yeah.
To be honest, it's been like This is the first time I'm actually, because I've had this for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And and after like the first month of me putting it up, I don't recognize it as much anymore. I mean, I pray to Goku a lot as well because he's my god, but you know. So now that I'm realizing it's like a nice little thing to have in the background, like that shows my interest and my absolute love for Dragon Ball.
Pretty much. Like I'm looking at Bamba's card now, by the way. Do you know when I bought him for 95 and then immediately sold him afterwards?
Yes.
I'm glad.
He's
32.
He's like 40k now, isn't he?
He's 32. He was 25 when I looked at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Jesus fuck.
I was like, that might be a good high risk investment.
This makes me glad that I sold my tradable shit. I packed a Jordi Alba from the Guaranteed Team of the Week pack when I completed Champs,
well,
and I sold him for like 40k.
This is really only affecting left wingers. Specifically, the market crash.
I don't think it is.
It is mainly only affecting left wingers.
I bought a Breland Bolo's Winter Wildcard card today because I wanted to do him for some of the objectives. It's 15k. Don't get me wrong, his fucking skill moves are fucking shit. And he's not that great of a card. But 15k for what was essentially a 200k card when he came out. It's like mad.
That's the thing, is like you look at Neo Genius card, right? You look at his in-game stats and compare them to compared to his regular card, right? So the flashback Neymar has, if I go to regular Neymar, then
one less weak foot, but
he has one less
shooting.
He has one less weak foot. He has total overall 4 better pace, 2 better shooting, -6 passing, -1 dribble. He has 9 BS plus 9 stamina, so he's 90 stamina. He lost 8 composure, which is a bit shit, but even though he lost a weak foot, apparently he's a demon on his like finishing and all that stuff. His positioning is 90, his finishing is 85.
I might do it. I don't know. It's just like I don't know if I can justify it. I have the fodder for it.
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, because you got things like, oh, you have regular gold Neymar. Like, it'd make more sense to just use him, right? Obviously,
it's not just that. It's just like I absolutely love Gold Neymar. I didn't think I'd like him as much because I've heard people say that like throughout the entire course of FIFA since before I packed him that he was not that good. Like he was good, but he wasn't as good as everyone was expecting him.
Yeah.
But he's one of my favorite cards in the game. If it wasn't for PELE, I'd love that Neymar. But maybe because that Neymar's got more pace, and I use him out on the wing anyways, I might be able to justify it because Neymar's a bit slow.
Pretty much.
But like maybe it's his passing that scares me.
I just realized the Brian Gill, which is the feature star.
The Gill.
Yeah, Brian Gill. He's 65k. Hazard is 74, and that's his Winter Wild.
PELE has gone down, by the way. It was 4.2 the last time I looked, which was about 2 days ago. He's now 3.8.
Oh no, just barely under 4 mil though.
I mean, I don't care because a first on a PELE is just something that I'm never gonna. That's my best pull in potentially FIFA history for me.
Yeah, that's your best pull in FIFA history. So your best FIFA history pull is PELE. My best FIFA history pull is Team of the Season Neymar. Right.
I think when it comes to polls, because we're not gonna include in anything after Team of the Season because none of that counts. But if I had to think throughout my entire full on send FIFA, PELE, One Spot Ronaldo, Team Near Kante, Team Near De Bruyne, Trent and Robertson. I packed 2 Team Near Cantos actually, both on stream.
For me, Team of the Year, for me, it's going to be obviously Team of the Season, Neymar during Team of the Season. Because it was Lee Gun's Team of the Season when I got him.
Yeah, 10 mil, by the way.
10
on
mil.
PC.
Best bank ever made. Obviously, Team of the Season, Neymar. Team of the Year, Jorginho. I feel like that's a good one to put up there.
Bergkamp.
I wouldn't say Bergkamp.
You loved that Bergkamp card, though, when you had him.
Well, it's just that, he played for 700 games, which is just a lot for me during that time.
That was on PC, though.
Yeah.
I don't think you would have enjoyed him as much on PlayStation.
That's the thing, is the lower divisions on PC were so fucking hard in comparison to higher divisions on PlayStation.
Well, that was the problem with PC, because you can just go, the Pen Fez has done this so many points. the lowest, like, when it comes to skill gaps for FIFA, it's not even a skill gap, but the player ability for PC.
Yeah.
You've got a higher low, but a lower high.
Yeah.
So the people in the top divisions will be easier than on PC than it would be on PlayStation, but
pretty
the
much,
lower divisions will be
they're not hacking in the lower divisions, pretty much. Because it's easier to hack on PC than it is console, obviously.
Yeah, because they don't fucking do an anti-cheat for that shit.
No, they don't, because
they don't care. They won't do an anti-cheat for fucking FIFA with fucking, piss poor boys, casually just,
But they'll ban a father and their kid from playing FIFA for 7 days, even though the kid thought didn't think it was an exploit.
It's just shit. Why?
It is. It's just
you
ridiculous.
Leave it in the game. They are claiming rewards that you have given them. You are giving them shit, and then you are punishing them for accepting the gift that you give them.
Yeah, it's like, obviously some people knew it was an exploit, right? Some people did. But of course, there were some people who
why not? They left it in the game. They should deal with the consequences.
Oh yeah, they bolt
So if a guy packs, remember when everyone packed mid PELE from that base icon pack, but
and they got rewarded with a
tradable base PELE.
Everyone saw that PELE. Everyone saw baby PELE.
You gave about several thousand people a tradable fucking PELE,
which gave millions. That's 2-3 mil during the time.
That fucked the market.
Yeah, oh yeah, fucking market. If it was an untradable one, okay. Fine, makes sense.
Well, there won't be a point of an untradable PELE, because what are you going to do with 2 fucking PELEs? You can only play one.
That's true.
To be honest, baby PELE is good, but mid PELE can play the entire year.
What they should have done is that they should have rewarded them with another mid-icon pack, base mid-icon, pretty much. That's what they should have done.
I'm not asked by it, really. I mean, whatever. GG's to the guys, because that maybe might be the best break they'll get all year. With how shit
best break because of EA being fucking stupid. Pretty much.
But the fact that they're banning people for 7 days isn't that bad. If it was a month, then I feel like there'd be a fucking full-on outcry. But a permanent transfer ban and 7 days ban as well for people who like full-on went in it. Okay, then I kind of agree with a 7-day ban at that point, but not a fucking full-on transfer ban. Like, are you seriously trying to fuck yourselves in the long run?
Pretty much. Like, it's getting ridiculous.
It's just like I don't even play FIFA that as much anymore. I played Champs last night, but I'm only doing that for something that's coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Pretty much. But surprisingly, Foot Freeze Rashford is now 195.
I can afford him now.
I think I could afford him, but I want to wait for him to go down even more, because he will.
Yeah,
people are going to complete that. There's going to be a last-minute panic complete for that Neymar.
There's an icon pick coming out today as well, so...
Oh, no.
Have fun, motherfucker!
Watch me pack mid Haji.
I mean, you're still yet to complete that Haji, though, so...
I know, so maybe it might save me time. Who knows? But, of course, I did the 85 times 10.
You did, indeed.
Yep. Guess what I got?
Allison.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I'm too tired to respond to this. It's just not.
I just couldn't be asked. It gave me. I packed a cruise from like a random pack from doing like the daily challenges for SBCs, and yeah, I got him again that exact same pack. I'm just like, you're such a cunt.
I've seen Danny Aaron's open like 50 of them, and they were more or less shit.
It was just fodder. I opened that pack and I was like, I knew I should have went with the guaranteed future stars. I knew I should have went with the guaranteed future stars.
I don't care at this point, really. I'm just like, I opened a 50k pack, and
I'd rather had an untradeable future stars than the 85 times 10. 100%.
I got 2 untradeable future stars, so I can't complain with mine. But
like I say, I got a couple of future stars as well from this promo, so it's pretty good.
Using that Coqueret in Champs, he wasn't bad, but I tell you what, he felt like a white Kante, but in a bad way. Like he felt
clunky, but can't destroy
not
anybody.
Clunky. He just felt like he got fucking bullied at points because of his size. He's skinny as shit. He's got like good physicals, but yet he just didn't fucking feel it in game. No, he did his job, which I'm not asked about, but
well, that's his job, isn't it?
But like Weekend League felt so bad for like the first half of it. I finished fucking 11-6 though, which is fine for me because that's my shit done.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But like it just felt I could have just done without, really.
Yeah, that is very, very true.
It's like extra coins, really. Tradable Jordi Alba, red picks from there.
Yeah,
like
you did good for vote champs. I didn't bother with these weekend because there was 0 informs that I was interested in.
Well, there's a couple of them that interested me because it'd be really helpful towards something in the next couple of weeks. But
Yeah,
you know, you'll see the next couple of days, anyways.
Yeah, you'll see sooner or later what plans we have in the works.
Which I will be editing.
Yeah,
ironically enough.
That's very true, because with Jake's upgrades now, he can actually now use Adobe Premiere.
With Connor's 5-year anniversary week, I start my potential career in editing.
Yep. He's got to learn all that shit. And guess what? Premiere does like to crash quite a bit, so make sure autosave is enabled. Because Premiere has an autosave feature. You'll have to show me that when we do this. It should be all enabled by default, I think, but that will save you a lot of trouble. Because if you do an autosave enabled every 5 minutes, the most you'll lose is 5 minutes of progress.
I'm not asked for that, because I'll be... Thing is that with FIFA kind of dying off in my love, is like I need that game that I can play throughout the day that doesn't interrupt when I'm hanging out with everyone else.
Pretty much.
And so editing's just going to be like taking up that spot.
Pretty much replacing FIFA at that point, which probably is
not necessarily completely replacing it, but like, you know, having its time that I play.
Yeah,
so there's just nothing for me to grind at this point.
Obviously, there's going to be no good promos until Team of the Season.
Well, we don't know yet. I mean, we'll see in it, but
the only decent promos during the year are either Team of the Year, Future Stars, and Team of the Season. And hold on a second. And we are back. Sorry about that. Had a bit of an interruption there. Where were we? Oh yeah, talking about the only decent promos during FIFA. Yeah. Future Stars, Team of the Year, Team of the Season.
To be fair, Future Stars hasn't been that bad. I just haven't. My gameplay is just that shit.
I didn't really grind Future Stars that much because originally the plan was to do 27 tokens. So for the 85 times 10 and then Future Stars. But guess what? They decided to ruin it and put challenges in Managerial Masterpiece and Silver Stars and Gold 3 for squad battles.
I didn't even do that, by the way.
I did. Luckily enough, I somehow made it to Gold 2.
Thing is, I already missed out at that point for the fucking the guaranteed Future Star, so like I don't care. I'll grind enough for the Ultimate Pack and the fucking 50k pack. I'm done.
Yeah, I'll just get enough for the 50k pack or the 81 times 89. Because guess what? You can get the majority of superstars from the Future Stars between the 81 and 89.
So it's good fodder at that point.
Like I say, you can get majority through that, so I'm more tempted to go for that.
So we'll see with promos, and obviously we'll be talking about it as we go on with T-Talk. We've got so much shit to do now.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff to do. It's just not enough time to cram it all in, basically.
Well, that'll be the benefit of me editing for you now. There's gonna be so much footage and a lot more content potentially being pumped out now that you don't have to worry about half the editing.
True, and not only that, I do have some time booked off.
Oh yeah.
I have. Obviously, this won't be like this is a couple of weeks from now, right?
Yes.
I was able to get Tuesday the 8th and Wednesday the 9th of March off, and then Monday the 21st and Monday the 22nd of March. I know
so you got a 4-day weekend.
Not quite. There's a reason why I booked on those days.
Oh. Huh?
There's a reason why I booked on those days, because I booked Tuesday the 22nd. Sorry, I booked Tuesday the 8th, Wednesday the 9th, and then Monday the 22nd, and then Tuesday the 21st. Monday the 21st, Tuesday the 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are where my 6th shifts land, are on those weeks.
Ah, you fucking clever bastard.
So I basically pushed my weekend a bit early. And then, of course, obviously, the week before, the 21st and 22nd, I have Friday, Saturday off, work 1 day, and then I have another 2 days off. And then work 3 days, and then 1 day off, and then back to regularly scheduled programming. So I was trying to make it a bit easy on me during this year's peak and booking some time off during it. I was lucky. There was only 1 slot left for the days that I chose, because you're only allowed 10 people off per day during peak. So I got very lucky on the days I got.
Well, it works out, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
It just allows you to stay home, chill out, get content going, and just be able to play games, because we've got that fucking opportunity now, boy.
Correct.
We got Phasmophobia, we got Raft. I was playing that for about an hour today, and I've missed that game so much. Running at comfortably at least 90 frames with low settings, but like,
yeah,
that's a game we need to play.
There's obviously Deceit as well.
Deceit,
chance.
7 Days to Die we need to tackle at some point as well.
7 Days to Die as well.
CSGO.
That's true, Counter-Strike.
plenty more games.
Obviously,
as well,
BO3 with customs. That's a very, very huge one right there.
Let's hope I can run that.
You should be able to. I was able to run it with literally the 1400 and the 1070, so you should be fine.
Indeed.
You should be more than fine to run that. Like,
a potential Leviathan world record run.
Yes, because if people didn't know, I originally had the FIFA, not the FIFA,
the FIFA world record.
Yeah, totally. FIFA world record for being the biggest rat. No, I originally had the co-op world record for Leviathan for the highest round. And of course, that was with me and a friend of mine, Tom. If you've seen the world record, his name is Drake, or Dragon. And of course, we got the world record. We didn't have enough time. It was on a Sunday. So obviously, we had to end the game and then for me to go to work. And during that point, I was on his world records. I'm going to load up the leaderboards here for Leviathan. High rounds, Leviathan Remastered. So, there have been 3 people which have basically gotten ahead of me and Tom during our records. Because we got to round 61, and then 2 people from Germany came along and got to round 70. Then 2 people from England came along and got to round 80. And then 2 Americans came along and got to around 100. And guess what?
You got fucked.
Yeah, we got fucked. But not only that, Zamia, which is one of the 2 people that got the co-op world record, also has the single-player world record of around 215. And he also has the world record for 3-player of around 66. So he's basically been hoarding the living shit out of this map.
We're going to need to, during that time off, that might be the ground.
Pretty much. But of course, I will, because now with Jake getting his gear with PC and actually has just
gear. What's my gear?
I meant to say game. It's like it wasn't misword. I was meant to say PC. With his PC being fully sorted now, and since he probably has just as much commitment, if anything, as I do, especially for zombies, we would have a good chance of going for the Leviathan 2-player world record run. And if I'm crazy enough, I will try go for 215. So we'll have to wait and see on that.
But speaking of
I am coming
content,
for 2 players.
Yeah.
But of course, yes, speaking of content, on the 12th of February, 2017, was the day that the YouTube channel named Icicle Excalibur was created. And of course, we're recording this Monday, February 14th.
On Valentine's Day, the day that the episode's coming out as well, because we haven't had time to do it.
Oh yeah, anybody to, as a loved one and during Valentine's Day, go fuck yourself. And that's pretty much it for Valentine's Day. That's all we discussed.
Valentine's Day is a joke. Don't give a shit about it. It's a day to make people who are lonely feel like fucking shit. And it's the 11th.
Sorry, 11th of February 2017. Got that wrong again. 11th of February.
3 days ago so Friday.
3 days. So it was a Friday this year. But of course, 5 years in content creation. I started that when I was 17 years old. I'm now 22. A lot of shit has happened within those 5 years. I've known Jake for about 4.
So I've been here for most of the journey.
You've been here for quite a bit of the journey, yes. But it's like so much has happened within that time. Like, so many things that I'm happy that happened. A lot of things I'm not too pleased of. A lot of friends which I made and unfortunately lost along the way. And so many people which I wish I could have saved, but I couldn't. A lot of rough shit has happened during this time. In fact, I'll even go through names of like people who I was friends with. Of course, I'm going to talk about the 3 main Scottish people which I knew.
Going through memory lane here.
Pretty much. There's like, well, the 2 people mainly which I remember is obviously Kieran and of course JT. Obviously Kieran UK, JT26. 2 really good, decent people from Scotland who let me within their group. We had a lot of fun on games. Fortnite was mainly one of them during the time. Shit at it, they carried me to a lot of wins.
I found that ironic because that's how me and you met as well. A friend introduced us, and then we only ever won 1 game together, and that's when we played with my cousin, and he carried us in a fucking squad game.
Big dub. Big dub. Victory Royale.
He still plays Fortnite, by the way. He plays it competitively now.
Oh, God. Not Korea.
When he's not drinking, that is, but...
Not Korea, I would want to go down to. But, of course, like, obviously, I went through the era of meeting Kieran and JT, and, of course, that was a lot of fun to go through, and, of course, there's been many other people I've met during that time. Of course, one person specifically I met during that time was, originally, the name was Corey. Obviously, normally, Corey Tato, that was the YouTube channel name. And, of course, now decided to swap genders to Libby. Of course, Libby Tato. That's pretty much what her name was changed to now. Had a lot of fun with that person, and, of course, a load of people within that group as well. I made a lot of friends within that group, and it was a lot of fun. And, of course, especially with Mario Kart Mondays, that was, like, one of the things I was like...
I remember that. I remember making a very inappropriate comment during that, and I was not welcome there again. I wasn't even in that session. It was in your chat.
Yeah, that could have ruined my career.
I didn't mean to say that, by the way. I didn't know.
Obviously, you didn't know, but obviously, that's when we found out. I was like, yeah, this could be very bad.
Yeah, and then but to be honest, I wasn't really in a stream again involving that person.
Pretty much, probably a good idea. And of course, like, that was a lot of fun with, like, Libby and all that stuff. It was like, that's the thing, I've lost so many friends because of my, we'll say, social anxiety and introvertiveness. Because obviously, with one of the typical things an introvert could do is push people away because they personally feel like they're not wanted. And that's one of the things I mainly did to basically all the people I'm going to be speaking about. Because obviously, good times with Kieran, good times with JT, good times with Libby. And of course, one specifically was Jack. AKA it's Jack Lads. He introduced me to basically a huge community of what he worked on, specifically Witcher. He was involved with Witcher quite a lot. He was the social manager, pretty much, for that game. And of course, like, the game was bad at some points because the optimization was extremely poor during the time. I understand it's gotten better. And of course, like, he was a good person, and he was one of the people who were always up and honest. His honesty was ruthless quite a bit at the time, but it was honesty that was needed, pretty much.
Ruthless honesty is what's needed in this world. It's why I'm not afraid to do it sometimes.
Yeah, because even though I've asked him for opinions and stuff, and it's pretty much hurt me quite a bit, but at the end of the day, honesty is the best policy, pretty much. It is, and of course, some of the things that he did tell me were pretty bad. Like, he was right on. Obviously, he was clearly correct on quite a few things.
Well, I think when it comes to these days, and I don't mean to get off topic here, but when it comes to giving feedback, if you're asking someone for feedback, you're not looking. You have to look at this perspective from someone that's not going to be your friend about it.
You're not looking at the good necessarily here. You're looking at all things to improve on, more or less.
At that point, when they're giving you feedback, they are not your friend. They are someone that's trying to get the best out of you by showing the worst of what you've done.
Pretty much. And of course,
so you need to take that well.
He was very punctual on his feedback and very specific on certain things. But of course, he was a good person at the end of the day. In my opinion, he was a good bloke, and he was a very good guy to be around. And of course, unfortunately, due to, like, things which happened, like the pandemic and all that stuff, of course, I was going to go meet him at, like, a gaming event in London during October last year. Not last year, I think it was during 2020, but then of course, pandemic hit us pretty fucking
2020,
hard.
because there wasn't one last year, I don't think.
Because the pandemic hit pretty fucking hard at that point. And of course, like, it was like, he introduced me to, like, Tabletop Simulator. He introduced me to a game called Four Souls, which was linked by Bindings of Isaac. It was a load of fun. I even have a video of that on the channel. We even played, like, Sea of Thieves and all that shit together. It was actually a lot of fun. We did, like, hide and seek. Yeah. We did, like, hide and seek in Sea of Thieves and, like, caves and all that shit. Which that video never got uploaded from me anyway. I think it got uploaded by Jack during the time. It was a lot of fun. It was. We did some creative shit out of what you could do within that game, which is pretty good, to be fair. And of course, like, Jack was a pretty good person. And of course, we are going to be going to obviously Mike here, of course, aka Ben. Obviously, he's somebody which I actually did my first Pokemon Soul Link with. I did the first Pokemon Soul Link with him. It was my second time I did a verse with him. Second time I done a versus with somebody I actually need to mention as well. And of course, he was a really, really nice bloke. He's a man with a family. He's got, obviously, wife and kids. He was a really good person, and he's a fucking god tier artist because he's been recently tweeting about his art and all that stuff recently.
Yeah, I'm quite jealous about that. His ability far succeeds man at this point.
He is a brilliant artist. Like, obviously, if you look at the background, so like my Twitter, my YouTube, that was obviously the Sword and Shield art I used when it originally came out, because he did that shit by hand, and it was really, really good, really detailed. Like, he was good. He was good back then. He's a god tier now with the shit he can do.
I aspired to his level. When I get that tablet and I do stuff, I was like, that is the level I want to get at. Because not only does he do that, like, as it is, but the fucking level of consistency that motherfucker comes out with.
Yeah, he even does, like, he can even do, he did an animated intro for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire verses, which unfortunately was never finished because I had a lot of mental issues during the time. And it was just, obviously we did a lot of stuff. I want to catch up with this man and then just obviously speak with him and everything.
You had an interaction with him the other day.
Maybe even get him on the podcast to talk about like where he's been for the past few months.
Yeah, I'm down.
He did a bit of a disappearance, obviously, and of course, then he came back to social media. Obviously, when you look at it on Twitter, anyway, it looked like he disappeared. I could be wrong, but of course, then he came back to doing commissions and all that stuff. I want to commission him at some point with some stuff, but of course, I don't have any specific ideas in mind. I just know I want to
commission him to come on the podcast.
Well, I wouldn't. I don't think we need to commission him for that, but just again, it's just be good to do stuff with him again. I mean, he probably has no interest in content creation at this point, but it would be a lot of fun to do. And of course,
you've done the guy for a while, so.
And of course, the one person which I did my first ever Pokemon versus with was a guy named Risk. He was a very good person. He was going on down a path which I wasn't personally a fan of. He was learning to become a chef.
Chefy.
Yes, he was learning to do that. And of course, he was a good person to hang around. He was a lot of fun. He did a lot of shiny giveaways. I'm not 100% sure if they're legitimate or not. I don't know. But he did a lot of shiny giveaways. We know what it
seems like.
We don't know what. I cannot confirm or deny. But he was a good person to be around. He was a lot of fun. And also doing recording sessions and everything with him. That's when I started like dipping into layouts and all stuff a little bit. And of course, he was, again, another good person to be around. Another good person to be around. A good friend group which I participated with. A good friend that I was participating in. And within a Discord server and with another friend group within that as well, which I was involved with. But again, I backed away pretty much. Because I just stopped talking to these people. I stopped talking to everybody here. And obviously there's a couple more people which I feel like I should mention. This is a rampant of me speaking, basically. I feel like
it's about the good times and reminiscing it. You've been on this fucking grind for half a decade now.
Yeah.
And there's been good and bads in it, and this is what this podcast is about, to go through our experiences and go through our loves and our joys and even sometimes our negatives, so people can potentially either learn or just learn a story from us, isn't it?
And of course, there are two names which I'm going to mention, which obviously they were good, and of course, unfortunately, did become unfortunate circumstances. The first one I'm going to mention is a subscriber who was a massive fan of me doing speedruns of Mario 64, but unfortunately, he did pass away due to suicide. And of course, that was Diamond. Obviously, he had Diamond Plays, or it was Diamond Runs. He did change his name quite a bit. That's the thing, because when I found out, because obviously his mate took over that account at that point, his parents were like really shitty with him, and his brother just treated him like crap, which caused him to just obviously do the forbidden deed. Basically, he went through the forbidden door. We'll put it that way.
The one thing we're all scared of.
Pretty much. And it was really unfortunate during that time when I found out. It was just shocking news. I was honestly very upset about it. And there was just one of those times I wish I could have done something, but couldn't. It was a very, very rough time, and Diamond's name will always remain within my head, my heart, and my soul.
I do have that little photo, and I do have the actual. So I can just give it to you if you want to just chuck that up on your Twitter or whatever, because I know you plan on that anyways. But
yes, because
you have there is a not a celebratory, but like a remembrance piece that I did.
Yes,
like a gravestone for him,
which obviously it's not been 100% completed yet. Once Jake can get access to a graphics tablet, which I'll be giving him soon, of course, there plans to be a graphic change for the backgrounds and the profile picture of Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and all that stuff, which will remain the same and won't change. It will never change. The art will never change. If anything, the graphics will look better during the times, but the main
I'll do
piece,
remasters of it, but it'll be the same thing.
but the main piece of the art will never change. It'll be a representation for Diamond. It'll be an honorary piece for Diamond, and it'll be staying on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Even I may put it on the background of T-Talk if I have to, as a permanent piece, which will be embedded to the channel forever. Even when YouTube dies, that's when it goes off. If YouTube dies, Twitter dies, every social media dies, that's the only time that it will be gone. It will be gone.
You'll still find a way to put it back on there. There'll be places to put it.
The only way I will not be able to put that piece back on is when I'm dead. And that, for me, knowing my luck, it could be in the next 60 years or in the next 6 months.
If I outlive you, mate, I'll put that piece back on there for you.
Thank you very much.
I'll put your gravestone next to his.
But of course, that is a one person that I specifically wish all the best in the afterlife, and hope he is listening and watching some way, somehow, because he didn't deserve it.
But he's happy.
He didn't deserve it. What he went through, he didn't deserve, and his family are scum for it. I'm extremely pissed off with the way that he was treated. I'm incredibly angry, and I still am now. So I wish you the very best in peace, Diamond, because you deserve peace, minimum. And of course, I did say I was going to mention 2 names. This one is going to be a bit tough for me to do. But it's going to be honest, I'm going to leave this in. If this person sees, oh well, it's going to happen one way or another. Obviously, by my profile picture of my Twitter, YouTube, well, don't look at my Twitter, but YouTube, Twitch, Akia. A very close, well, worse, a very close person, which was dear to me. A very good subscriber, a very good person, very good friend, and one person who I dated. But unfortunately, that didn't specifically last long, and unfortunately our friendship drifted apart. That is probably one person I still think about quite a bit. Sometimes I wish I didn't. But there are points where I still do. I hope she's doing her absolute best right now. I hope she's doing her best, and I hope everything's going well with her during college and all that stuff, because I know she's always been very busy with that. And I will always hope and have the best for her, but of course she has been a chapter of the channel for the 5 years. She's been a huge chapter. She was there during the recent transition from zombies to Pokemon. She's been a huge mantelpiece of the channel for a very long time. That is just one person who would be very dear to me. And to all the people that I mentioned, which I have spoken to, if I've forgotten any names, of course I do apologize about that. But those are the people that I can remember right now in this moment, without any planning or any scripting or anything like that. What I want to say is, that I'm going to include you in this, Jake, as well. Thank you for the good times that you have given me during these past 5 years. I definitely say it probably would have been a lot different if it wasn't without the names I mentioned today. So I want to say thank you to everybody that was there. You've done a lot for me. You've made me change and grow as a person for every single one of you. And of course, obviously, I'm still here with Jake to this point, and I even stopped speaking to him for a little while, and I want to say this to every other person as well. I'm sorry for practically leaving you in the dust and make it seem like I was only there for content, when basically I just wanted friendship.
I'm gonna speak for myself, and I'll never try to speak for the people that you mentioned, because of all the people that you've spoken about, I've only interacted with one of them, and you know which one it is.
Yeah.
When it came to you going off, that was both ways for me. I have that similar problem, and that I have done that before. But you know the story of Void. That was 2 ways, as much as I don't want to admit it.
Pretty much.
But we've been through thick and thin. I mean, you've been there at my lowest, and I can't say the same for you. But I mean, we've gone through fucking so much shit. God knows how many ideas have been thrown in the fucking bin because we just haven't been able to do it, and people have fucked us out of it. But
the projects,
I do feel bad in a way, but I kind of don't regret this choice of introducing you to the Wolfpack, because this is a topic that we haven't talked about, but this is a very big part of both of ours.
We're gonna rip the Band-Aid off.
That shit was never gonna work out. That was fun for a bit.
It was fun for a bit,
shit.
But I feel like I'm bringing this out in the open in the air because I feel like I need to.
If they have a problem with it, then Dex, they know where our DMs are.
Obviously, I had fun with everybody there when the time was there. Dex, Tink, Furby, Maybe, even Jay, even fucking Jane.
Jane for a point, but we all had our part to play in that, and that a lot of shit that went down.
A lot of drama happened within that time, in a very short amount of time, with obviously me having to go off being one of the main guys of Wolfpack. And I feel like personally that was too business focused.
We were forced into that, and I feel like I look back here and I've said this fair bit that it was manipulation at its best.
It seemed it was too business focused when I wanted it to be just mainly fun. It was too business focused and I didn't want that.
A regular community where we could do what we wanted.
Well,
but
that's the thing. He did give us a choice, saying like, would this be a Discord thing? Would it be a content creation thing?
We said a Discord thing, and then he went full on. This has to be content creation,
and ended up involving like making sales and all stuff. Like, obviously, it's a good like if you're gonna try and make something to make it work out. Fair enough to look on the financial side of things and business stuff. Like, fair enough. That's just not what our minds were at during the time. I'm not gonna say it's not entirely his. I'm not gonna say it's not entirely his fault. I'm saying
it's not. It's not all his fault because there's been other influences.
In my opinion, in my opinion, is equal blame for everybody. Realistically,
we shouldn't have agreed to it. We should have just like left it be. But we bought into the idea that he was selling, and
that's what we inevitably.
And it wasn't just him. When the Wolfpack officially started out as like a full-on group, from when I joined, because I joined around about the same time as someone as I knew named Void.
Yeah,
like I don't speak to him anymore, and I don't really care to. If he watches this somehow, hope he's doing all right. Hope he's enjoying his life and doing whatever. But that ship sailed when it came to a friendship, and he left, and that was pretty much it. But it was mainly just gaming. Like Dex had his influences in other places, but it was really just a fun gaming stuff. This was when Dex was a builder, and he had his off times. And then before Void left, before you joined.
Yeah,
which is why I think shit started. That was probably part of the decline. Then Pack Night happened, and that was probably the one thing that was holding the group together.
That's the thing, is like Pack Night was a really good idea. It was. Like, obviously the name assumed that.
That was the name at the time.
And Dex necessarily came up with the idea. I came up with the idea for Wolfpack. Not Wolfpack, Pack Night. I came up with the idea.
We called it Pack Night, but it was officially Wolfpack Night.
It was an easier name. It was an easier name to go for Pack Night, because obviously the group that we were under. And of course, obviously Pack Night was a lot of fun to do. We played Brawlhalla. We played so many games. It was a lot of fun. It was like friendships actually merging together, and we just streamed just to enjoy it.
There was so many fucking good moments.
A lot of people.
That 100 quid to the charity thing was always my favorite.
Yeah, that was definitely one thing which made good content, but I was fucking idiot.
Made good content, but lost you a lot of money. That was your own fault.
Lost me 3 digits. But of course, it was a lot of fun either way. There were fun moments.
Wolfpack was fun, but inevitably it'd be a stepping stone for us to realise that we're not really ready for that shit at the moment.
No. I don't think I'll go into any necessarily group stuff.
Like, Febby has that idea for the future, but that's not a confirmed idea, and we said that we wouldn't have that particular role in there anyways.
We're not ready for group shit.
I think we've learned to thrive a lot better off, doing content between us and use it. And we've got our friends, we've got the Abyss.
Yeah,
it's our group of people.
Yeah, it's like my hometown friend group, and of course something which Jake has joined. I was like, they are obviously they're good people to hang around with, and of course, recently we've actually been able to play decent game sessions, and they've been okay with me recording it. They've been cool with it, and it's been a lot of fun. It's like it reminds me of the good old like BO3 days where I'd play zombies with Owen and all that stuff. It's been a lot of fun, and of course, I want more of those times to come. And of course, to any people that I did mention, if you guys, well, obviously, some people can't, but if some people do want to ever speak again and chat about old times or anything like that, DM's always open. If you want to, you want to. If you don't, you don't. It's perfectly fine. It's up to you if you really want to or not. But it's been a lot of fun during these past 5 years, and of course, let's say the 5 years more. If I continue trying to make creation that long, because obviously, channel has been a massive. Obviously, it's been going up and then crash and crash and crash, especially with consistency of content. So obviously, I said that, and then of course I did the channel splits. Like obviously, Pokemon being on its own separate channel, Ice School Plays Pokemon, and of course, Ice School Excalibur only having rare uploads for better edited quality content. Like for Ice School Excalibur, whatever I want's going to go on there, but it has to have a certain standard.
That's gonna be my fucking place to go when it comes to when I start delving into editing.
Then of course there's Ice School Plays Pokemon as well, which is mainly like Pokemon content creation stuff. It's like there's gonna be that.
There's T-Talk as well, which is obviously a big part of this right now.
Yes.
From moves from YouTube to Spotify.
T-Talk has been one of the most consistent things in a very long time. One of the most consistent things in a very long time, and I want other things to become more consistent, which I hope, obviously, Jake would be able to help me with, and maybe other editors during the time. So, of course, fingers crossed, hopefully we can have a better 5 years, content can be more consistent, and I may actually be able to get my motivation back. We hope. Because obviously, with the Ice School Excalibur channel, before I even started doing TCG, I didn't upload in almost over a year.
You were more prioritizing streaming at that point, and even then it wasn't that much.
Even then it wasn't that much.
That was around about the time that you were doing Modern Warfare stuff, when that game was coming out, and we started playing it quite a bit during its launch, and then we just never played.
Pretty much. But of course,
remember that 1v1?
Oh god, I do not want to remember that. And of course, like, you see, is like if we look, I'm just trying to look at like the last video. Okay, yeah. So the 23rd of August 2020 was like a TCG video opened of like a Charizard restaurant box. The next time I uploaded after the 23rd of August was the 26th of June 2021. So we're talking almost a year gap within that point. And of course, that was the first TCG opening with Furby. Of course, like you see, there's so many things here, which like some things got really terrible views because obviously it didn't do stuff right. Like the stuff with Ben, that was a lot of fun to do. I even did like showdown battles and all that stuff for a bit. It's like I just need to. Like I was so skinny in these videos, man. Like this shit was before Addison's. This shit was before my Addison's disease diagnosis. So we're talking 2020 because obviously I was here Christmas 2021. So this was before Addison's disease, pretty much. Where I was skinny. And my jawline didn't look as bad as it is now.
That beard's covering up by now.
It's like the beard's improving. But of course, my face has gotten a lot more rounder during the times. And you will be able to see in comparison from videos from like 2019, 2020, you'll be able to tell the difference, 100%. 1 billion percent.
This is why I didn't do face cam till now. People can't notice the difference.
Yeah, people can't notice the difference, but unfortunately, my situation has been through unfortunate circumstances. And of course, one thing that I'm pretty sure we have to round up here because it's been over an hour now, I think.
Yeah.
59 minutes and 40 seconds. But of course, that is going to be it for episode number 8 of T-Talk. I'm sorry about the lack of upload last week. I did have a neck injury, pretty much, and it still hurts. It still can go numb from now and every time and then. So that has been very unfortunate. But of course, if you guys have enjoyed episode number 8 of Tea Talk and a new chapter of us having face cams, and this episode is basically
the 18th.
And the 18th as well. On the 18th is Jake's 20th birthday celebration.
And you celebrating your 5 years on a stream.
Me celebrating my 5 years. So, what time are we saying for that, actually? And also, what day?
It'll be, the 18th is a Friday.
So, it'll be Friday the 18th.
And then we'll probably get on for about maybe a 7 or 8 o'clock start.
Okay, so we'll go with 7 p.m. 7 p.m. GMT, so it's UK time.
Long ass stream, different games, messing around, having fun, drinking.
Yep, seeing the limits of how far it can go. Will you be streaming for that day?
I should be. My capture card is arriving on the 17th, so gameplay content will be coming in.
But we could potentially see if he could actually stream with his PC and playing PC games as well. So
there'll be some limitations, but
we'll be able to figure some shit out. We'll be able to figure it out. But of course, that is going to be it. Thanks so much for watching this episode and listening to me basically, obviously not only talking about Jake, but also me kind of exposing my past, which I'm not a fan of doing. The one thing I hate about talking about the most is anything which has happened within my previous time. I hate it. I hate looking back on it. But of course, today has been 5 years. I felt like I had to at least push open the forbidden door of my past life. And of course, obviously, all the names that I've mentioned. It was basically technically a mini call out for some of them.
It's a mini call out, say, come back, bitch. Have some fun. Let's speak.
Yeah, it's a time to chat, realistically.
The door's always open. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know any of these people. Like, I haven't had the privilege of meeting them, but from what you're saying about them, I'd love to.
I can say that all of them are good. All of them are good people. Just some of them I don't speak to necessarily anymore, which I don't think about it. Acquire contact again. Some of them I feel like would be able to potentially have a chance to contact. And basically talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the, let's say, questionable things we discussed.
The DMs are open and PG Tips is a welcome place for them all.
True. But of course, this is going to be it for episode number 8. Thanks so much for watching this. If you're watching this on Spotify, give us a rating. Obviously, 5 stars would be nice. But obviously, be realistic, be honest.
A 3.2 would be nice.
A 3? Well, I'll take a 3. But of course, with
3 for a new podcast.
YouTube as well, if you actually watch the first face cam. If you guys enjoy, make sure to leave a like. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and ding dong notification bell so you know whenever we do an upload. We do uploads once a week. Mondays. That's normally what we do. And of course, we'll be seeing you guys next Monday for another episode. Enjoy your brew.
Peace.